This 13-year-old boy jumped out of the cliff for a month and grabbed the ice cabinet hanging under the helicopter. Then he quickly opened the cabinet door, and it was the President of the United States who was locked inside. Because they were above 10,000 meters above sea level, they couldn't escape at all. But the terrorists soon found the boy. In order to get rid of him, the terrorists quickly drove the helicopter downward. They tried to get the boy out of the ice cabinet through the dense jungle, but this gave the boy a chance to escape. He pulled out his dagger directly and cut the rope on the ice cabinet with a knife. The boy and the ice cabinet hit the ground with heavy blows, but fortunately, he was not injured. The terrorists saw that the sneak attack did not reach 18 meters and immediately turned around and hid in the ice cabinet. Then they turned around from the inside. Before the terrorists came, they rolled down the hill. The ice cabinet fell into the river. As the water flowed down, the terrorists immediately began to search along the river. The president opened the ice cabinet and found that the fallen Air Force One was also here. The helicopter was about to fly over. The two could only jump into the river and swim into the Air Force One's interior. Suddenly, there was an explosion. A big hole was blown open above the plane. The terrorists followed the rope and fell into the cabin's interior. Then they pulled out a time bomb and set it to explode in 5 minutes. But what the terrorists didn't expect was that the traitor's presidential bodyguard cut off the rope and was about to blow the terrorists and the president to death. The angry terrorists could only pull out a dagger and vent all their anger on the president. The president was about to be strangled to death. At the critical moment, the South China Sea took action in time. At this time, the terrorists just saw a time bomb. They were about to kill the South China Sea, but they didn't expect to open the insurance. The president took the opportunity to sneak up and hit the person with one foot. The president opened the safety buckle and pulled the trigger. At this time, the bomb was about to explode in a minute. The two of them hurried to the cockpit and put on the safety belt. They started to shoot. They flew straight to the sky and flew to the opposite side of the helicopter. The South China Sea immediately fired arrows and fired an arrow at the traitor's presidential bodyguard. But the opponent was wearing a bulletproof vest and the bow could not be broken. The bodyguard laughed and raised the assault rifle and was about to shoot. But his heart suddenly hurt and then the helicopter fell and killed the pilot. The bodyguard didn't expect that the bullet fragments next to his heart were actually shot in by this arrow. At this time, the bomb on Air Force One also exploded. The explosive shock wave directly blew the two of them to the sky of the tribe. At the same time, the naval assault team that came to the rescue just arrived here. The villagers saw that the boy had brought back the president. They all opened their eyes and dared not believe it. In order to record the moment when the boy was about to die, the village chief immediately took a camera and took a picture. The vice president immediately came to the toilet with the defense minister to discuss countermeasures. It turned out that assassinating the president was a conspiracy by the two of them. The defense minister was afraid of exposure, so he killed the vice president and then smeared lard on the bottom of the vice president's shoes to fake an accident. The movie ends here.